you ever stop to think how much time you spend in school? Ever stop to think about the use you make of your time? What are you doing in school? Do you just go, get passing grades? Or do you make this time really count for something? Look at the students in this science lab. How are they using their time? What about Carl? He's finished his notes on the mechanics experiment that was assigned. He still has 15 minutes until the bell. Nothing to do. Time to waste. Finished ahead of everyone else. Or so he thinks. Anyway, he's finished ahead of Ellen. She seems to be having trouble. Carl would like to help, but she's looking for someone else. Why? Why does she go over to ask Andy when Carl is right at the same table? Let's see what her question is. She can't measure the distances because the beam keeps slipping. Maybe it's just as well she didn't ask Carl. He doesn't seem to know himself. But Andy does. Tightening the supporting string and lowering the whole apparatus will make it work better. How about that? Andy has a way of knowing extra things. Ellen knew that. She had a pretty good idea that Andy would be able to help her. How does he do it? Is he smarter than Carl? Does he study more at home? Let's keep an eye on Andy and see just what he does that's different. Well, for one thing, that experiment is different from the one assigned for today. Why is that? Oh, that's why. Andy has finished the regular assignment, and he's gone on to do an extra one in the time remaining before the bell. He's studying more than just what is required, using the time that Carl figured was going to waste. Maybe Carl wasn't the first to finish after all. Maybe he could get more out of his time in school. Now comes a decision. He'll make a list of ways he can learn from other people how to get more out of school. The first way is Andy's way. Make use of your time. Not necessarily put in more time. Just use it right. After all, it's up to you to make something of your school time or waste it. There's another thing Andy has done that's a tip for Carl and all of us. Figuring out what caused that beam to slide and tilt is using your head to overcome obstacles and so gain extra value from your work. The way to get more out of your time in school is to be resourceful. Use what you have in doing what you have to do. Take stock of your time in school. You'll get more out of class time by volunteering to recite, entering into discussions, taking an active part. You'll get more out of study time by learning how to improve your reading and how to improve your study habits so as to get more work done in the same amount of time. You'll even get more out of your lunch time if you use it to make friends and plan activities. A chance to work on an exhibit like this is a chance to be resourceful. Every day brings new opportunities to make better use of your time by being resourceful if you train yourself for those opportunities. Now Carl is looking for new ideas for getting more out of school. About Peggy. She seems to enjoy all her classes and get a lot out of them too. But why is she using a microscope? What does that have to do with today's science experiment? Let's figure it out. That looks like a thread she has there. And look at that book, Textile Fibers. Of course, she's finished her science assignment too. and she seems to be doing a little extra work in home economics. She wants to see for herself the actual difference between woolen and worsted yarns. When you have a chance to do something extra to learn, don't let the opportunity slip by. Let's make a note about that. How about investigate opportunities? Look for chances to learn more than just enough to get by. For instance, next time you have a paper to write, see if you can't choose a subject you really want to know more about. Go out and investigate first-hand information. In almost any book you study, you'll find a bibliography which will lead you to further investigation of the subject, to new opportunities to make better use of your school time. Time. Say, maybe that's why Peggy is putting away the microscope. And Andy is ready to clean up, too. So Carl decides that he'd better rush to get everything off the table and into the cabinet. Do you ever put things away like this? Is this really saving time? But wait, that chart of lab equipment. Have to check that. If things are organized neatly, it will be easier to check the list to see if anything is missing. Where's that 200-gram weight? Yes, it's easy to see that rules help you and help other people, too. When everyone puts things away and checks them off, then no one loses time looking for things next period. Rules about cleaning up and other things help everyone to get along better together and to make the most of school. Know the rules and follow them. Actually, these are only a few to do more than just get by. What about student activities, possibilities? Perhaps you'd enjoy wrangling around a round table or working on school publications. School clubs offer opportunities to exchange ideas and make friends. And so do sports, whether you make the school team or just have fun. Put your mind to it. You'll discover many ways to get more out of school. Think back to the way Andy makes use of his time. Think of ways of being resourceful and ways to investigate opportunities. You'll find that rules help you as well as the whole school. And by keeping your eyes and ears open, you'll find, as Carl has, that there are many ways to get more out of school.